hello. Let's go ahead and get started. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the pack. Man, it's been quite a week of festivities this past week. Quite a week of festivities. I'm gonna recap a few things. So we had the sweepstakes. Sweepstakes last week. That was cool. Congratulations to the winner. What else did we have? Let's see, what else did we have? We had quite a few repairs last week. Last week was good. It was overall good week. Very busy. I'm still recovering from lack of sleep from running around like a headless chicken, but I think that's a good problem to have. It's not the worst problem to have. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get started with some repairs for Monday. Little chill day Monday. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I have a few PS5s that I need to get repaired. A bunch, among other things. Funny enough, I've actually been like taking in resumes to interview people because I need to get more manpower for the amount of work I've been receiving lately. So that's kind of cool. That's a big jump from how things used to be. So that's cool. Yeah. So just trying to make some progress. Let's go ahead over to this overhead cam and knock out this PS5 repair. And pardon the lower amount of energy today. Just tired, and I went to the gym for the first time in a long time, and on my day off Sunday, and yeah, it was intense to say the least. Let's just say that. Oh, cool. Pokey Hut 321 started following. Yeah, that's cool. That's a local business. I want to make a post after this stream, I'll probably make a post just announcing who exactly won. Because that way I can bring the whole thing to a close, right? It was the excitement of hyping it up, but now that it's over, gotta bring it to a close, bring it around full circle. But as always, as you guys know, my arithmetic, I'm going to go ahead and just double check the issue. This HDMI port is visibly a little scuffed. Looks like took some fall damage, like Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah, port's super loose, so that's gonna be in need of a replacement. And that power button's like kind of stuck. This thing not turn on. This thing doesn't boot up. Okay, this PS5 was supposed to come in just for an HDMI port. Oh, maybe the person turned off the light in the setting, because I do feel air coming through. hard to troubleshoot this thing if I can't get picture, but I like to verify some things. I think that's the one. I had a bad HDMI port. That seems to be what I get a lot of these days. HDMI port replacements. Alright, let's go ahead and alright, let's crack this thing open. I haven't done it in PS5 in a little while. Camera up a bit. That way we get a better shot. Yeah, why is it so dark in here? All my lighting's on. The world? It's like casting a gnarly shadow. Anyway, let's keep going. Oh, that's fine. It's the front. Excuse me. What the heck was that? Oh, my iPad. Let's go ahead and take this warranty label off. Hey Stanley, hey Player One, appreciate you guys being here. I don't know, man, I need to get some sleep. This is gonna be a very low energy stream. I hate to say that, but man, after last week's freaking gargantuan amounts of efforts, just being honest. But it was fun though. What'd you guys think of the stream? I know you guys were both there, Player One and Stan the Man. Looking so forward to this weekend and actually like getting some sleep, or at least some time off, much needed R&R. It was a great time. Nice. It's good to get that feedback. I know I haven't posted on my Instagram that, you know, the drawing came to a close and everything was completed as intended. I know I need to do that. People probably thinking it's a scam or something because I haven't yet, but just been busy. Today at work was, woof, got slammed, man. Like trying to get a bunch of stuff done at my day job. But I think it was overall a great time, man. It was so cool taking apart the Switch 2. I think a piece of me regrets and doesn't regret at the same time taking apart the Joy-Cons. I think it would have been cool if I took apart the Joy-Cons as well. But just for the sake of time, because it was an event stream, I wanted to keep it a little shorter. Today I'm probably not gonna stream for very long, just because I'm serious, guys. I'm beat. What's wrong with the P5? Max Fixes. Hey man, it's your first time commenting. Welcome to the pack. HDMI port. That's what I get a lot of in my local area, because I think I'm one of the few shops that actually does HDMI port replacements locally in Brevard County, Florida. You might have heard of us because of our sheriff, Wayne Ivey, went viral for what he said during the No Kings protests that were going on. Not to get too political, but I know he showed up on my feed and with YouTubers that have nothing to do with this area. In fact, in a little bit, Max, I can show you exactly what's wrong. I'm going to show you the HDMI port up close. And I see you have fixes at the end of your name. Do you do repairs as well? Yeah, the Joy-Cons can be another day. Oh yeah. Here, let's see if it'll come up well. So if you guys look at that HDMI port, you can see that the outer housing is split, so the cable's going to be super loose. Technically, I think it would still work, but we'll see. Actually, let me see. I'm just a hobbyist, lol. I don't fix electronics professionally, just for fun, really. Well, that's how I started. Before I started WolfPackElectronics about a year and 10 months ago. That's crazy. We're coming up on the 2-year anniversary. That's insane. October of this year will make it 2 years. Yeah, I've always been a hobbyist and a gamer, so I just mix the two. But I do work with electronics professionally in my day job. So it's nice to be able to bridge certain things I learned here, and vice versa. That does have its perks. Not even gonna lie. One second, yo. Sorry. Nah, but that stream was awesome, man. Taking apart the Nintendo Switch 2, voiding my warranty in the name of science, giving a report on everything, that was cool. I can't wait to post the pictures. I think it was a nice touch signing my name on it. That'll be cool. That way you know it's me, and I wasn't faking it. It's not like I pulled pictures from... Wow, this thing is clogged up. Holy moly. This thing is gonna need an extraction, like Helldivers. Player 1 said, oh, was going to ask, on your cousin's Sega Genesis, did you replace one of the ports for a 9-pin mini DIN connector? 9-pin mini DIN. That's the controller port, right, Player 1? Are you talking about the controller port? I'm not entirely sure what a 9-pin mini DIN. I think that's the controller port. I already know this thing is going to be gnarly. Did they spill some liquid on this thing? Oh yeah, this thing is a dusty boy. You know what? I should probably head out to my garage and turn on that air compressor now, because I know I'm going to need it. Follow the sound of my voice. I will be right back. I'm going to just be in my garage for 2 seconds. Just to turn on that air compressor, because I'm going to need it. There's a lot of kicked on dust on this boy. air compressor is doing its thug dizzle. Is doing the thug dizzle and compressing air. That's what air compressors do. Alright. Onward with this PS5. Ooh, look at those dust bunnies. Oh yeah. This is, I don't know if this is like a day one PS5, but boy, has some dust. You know what? Let me take some pictures for the invoice. Oh yeah, another thing that's going to be cool is I've been highly, and I mentioned this on the last stream, is I'm highly considering going to South Carolina next month in July for that Southeast Game Exchange. I think it'll be a cool experience. Not only for like networking, you know, and meeting more people in the space, like YouTubers and whatnot, maybe collabing, just meeting people. They can put a handshake to the name. Because, you know, I can't say face because I stream, so you could see me if you cared enough. But, you know, I like to meet people. I'm kind of old-fashioned that way. The video out there, there is a RF 8-pin DIN port composite. Oh, yeah. Okay. I think I know what you're talking about now. Okay, this PS5 was never opened up, but this thing is gnarly. Might have to go get the vacuum. Yeah, you know what? Go get the vacuum. Sorry about that, guys. Let me grab the vac, my little hand vac. Oh, man. Woo, my back is sore. Shout out to the boy Jesse, man. You know, he made beats for me for my stream. I should probably use them. That would be a great event. Yeah. You know, and then if I go this time and I think it's cool, I'll see if I'll trying to go at every time, you know, make it like the thing I do in July. You know, wear a shirt, wear a company branded shirt. That'd be cool. Yo, this thing is so dusty. Holy moly. But it's nice to hear that you guys overall had a good time with the live stream. So thanks for that feedback, Player One. And everybody else who gave feedback on it. I'd take a couple extra days in Greenville. The area up there is nice. I love the downtown. Word. Okay. Sounds like a grand time. Plus, like, I think flights on certain days are cheaper, so it's just advantageous to do that. And funny enough, at my day job, I haven't used any vacation PTO. I have used sick time, so I try to be mindful about that. But I have not used any vacation time. So you guys know my strat. I mark the screws. This is how you keep track. Takes like a minute to do. Worth it though. Now, granted, I've taken apart so many of these PS5s, it doesn't even matter. Alright. B-Rods at the Vicious Biscuit. Word, Vicious Biscuit. That sounds like a good spot. I've never been there before. Is it a new spot? Funny enough, I'm going to a new local spot called Taco Dive tomorrow for Taco Tuesday. A coworker was telling me about it. Plus 30-45 minutes, mountains surround the city. That's awesome. And I'm a hiker guy. As much as I love the beach, seems like the older I get, the more I like hiking. That, you know, it's get some exercise in there too. Check out Video Game Cavern. It's the best gaming store in that area. Word. Yes, but it's in South Carolina. Oh, okay. Shoot. Thanks for the recommendation. Yeah, like I've been saying, like Taco Dive is awesome. Oh, I know Tina, TM Jury CA. That's her username. She just chatted. Yeah, she's a huge Mexican food fan and taco fan, so her opinion has weight. I'll definitely be going there. I'm going there tomorrow. We just actually got a new hire today at my day job, a new engineer joined our ranks, and so I haven't introduced myself to him because I've just been busy. But yeah, I'm gonna take him tomorrow. I'll probably end up like treating him. I like to do that just as a good act of faith, make him feel like part of the team. I'll have to try the taco dive. Oh yeah, you do, man. From what I hear, it slaps. It gives Chipotle a run for its money in terms of how fast you can get in and out. It's actually where Kreiderman's on our side of town used to be. The Melbourne location for Kreiderman's. But yeah, video game cavern, huh? Now, how big are we talking? How does it compare with like Ready Set Game? Player one. Jeez, the dust, bro. I'm a little worried about this PS5, I'm not gonna lie, because when I turned it on, I didn't see lights. I did feel the fan kick on, I felt wind blowing from the backside, but it doesn't make me feel too good. I'm just gonna say that now before I proceed, because it doesn't give me a warm fuzzy feeling. Retro Gamer Revivalist, let us know how Taco Dive is. I went to Kreiderman somewhat regularly. Hey, I got you, fam. Yeah, especially if you work in that area, man. It's just convenient to get like solid food for a decent price. Apparently, prices are around like 12 bucks or so. So nowadays, that's like normal. You know, things a bit more costly. I'll be sure to let y'all know. I guess you'll get my take on Wednesday. I'll stream on Wednesday. It's my next stream day. It's about the same footprint and size. They focus just on video games. Okay, gotcha. So no trading cards. Yeah, I've never been into the trading cards. Never been my thing. Nice. This thing is dusty. So yeah, how you guys liking the new music? I finally found some new copyright-free music. So the music I used on the stream was very high energy, and I like that. I think for Friday streams or Saturday streams, I'm gonna do the high energy ones. And if I start playing video games, I'm thinking of like playing Mario Kart World, the new Mario Kart on stream. Because, you know, my younger cousin, cousins, they were able to get Switch 2s. And like, play with them. But I'm like, man, it's during my times I should be streaming. So you know what? Kill two birds with one stone. I'm almost 100% that Video Game Cavern will have showing at the convention. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, if they're the biggest store in that area. Yes, play some Mario Kart. Hey, it's Crash. Welcome. Thanks for crashing the party in a good way. Nice to have you here. Holy moly. Tried to launch. It's very wrecked. I'm really good at crashing things. Well, at least you survive. That's the good part. You survive. You live. You live to fight another day. Yeah, this new Mario Kart, I'm still adjusting to it. I'd be crashing in Mario Kart 2. And I crash out because that game pisses me off sometimes. Because some of the stuff that happens, I swear it feels completely out of your control. Like, you just have to hold the L. And there's nothing you can do about it. Just take it. Take that. Take that. No diddy. Take that. Take that. Take that. Freaking Abba and Preach. Funny. And, wait, you got some new hardware. What new hardware? What are we talking? Oh, commercial break? Ah, okay. Sorry. You know what? I gotta start telling people, if you have Amazon Prime, you can use your Prime subscription so you don't have to watch ads. Amazon owns Twitch, so you can gift any streamer a Prime sub for free. Because it's already included in your Amazon. So like if you, that's one way you could support me monetarily without having to like shell out cash, you know. Because I get it. Or any creator. It doesn't have to just be me. Does that liquid metal look? Ooh, very oxidized. Yes. This one had its... spent most of its life in vertical mode, which I'm not a fan of keeping PS5s in vertical mode because of the liquid metal pooling to the bottom. Here, I'm going to bring it closer for you guys to see. You see how all the liquid metal is pulling to the right side? It's like over here. And so there's a dry spot on this left side. This is exactly what I like to warn people about. It's like if you have a PS5 because of the thermal compound they decided to use, which is liquid metal, which is really good for thermal transfer or thermal conductivity, it's liquid, so over time it's going to pull, right? Liquid takes the shape of its container, it's going to pull to one side. Alright, because this is so dusty, I'm going to take it apart further so that way I can clean it off, because this is just terrible. But I hate when I do that before I gotta unscrew this like this now because the liquid metal is exposed. It's a little arithmetic error on my part, but no big deal. Okay, that's one back screw. And the other back screw should be over here. There it is. So yeah, I'm just unscrewing from the underside here. Oh yeah, Stanley, you can dodge blue shells. It's actually always been a mechanic to dodge blue shells. Of course I didn't tell you because I'd be hacking, but you know. But yeah, if you use a mushroom at the right time, you could have always dodged a blue shell. It was even in Double Dash. It's just the timing in Double Dash was super tight. But in this game, it's a lot more laxed. I guess they want people to feel like they have a chance. They made it a little bit easier for people. But yeah, if you use a mushroom right before a blue shell is gonna hit you, like when it starts coming down, you can boost past it. Some Mario Kart tech. Alright, let's go ahead and extract this part from the whole chassis. So that way I can give it a better cleaning, because look at that. Look at the cloggage. You see the cloggage? How I'm supposed to breathe with no air. I already got my compressor going, so be sure to clean that out. Yeah, the power supply is, oof, okay. Whoa, how'd that get disconnected? Oh, no wonder why the light didn't come on. That's why the light didn't come on when I went to press the power button. It's because I guess this experienced a drop. And this was disconnected. I didn't disconnect that. My forensic skills are working. It's like whether you tell me or don't tell me, I'm gonna figure it out. Alright, let's see the damage on this thing. Oh, well, first things go, that thermal compound is dry. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to replace that. Okay, so I don't burn myself and burn this thing off. I want to reuse it. Gonna take it off now. Let's see if the damage, because this customer kept asking me, could it have been opened before? Actually, it wasn't open before. The warranty sticker was intact. Good question. I think it just experienced a lot of fall damage, the same fall damage that damaged the HDMI port. Here, and I don't think I showed it when you were in the stream, but the HDMI port is damaged. You can see it's opened up on that outer housing, and it's because it got dropped. But it wasn't open before, which I love because I hate working after other technicians or other people who just want to try to fix their stuff, which I have no problem with. I'm all for people trying to fix their stuff, but sometimes, you know, yeah, okay. I'll never call someone stupid or dumb or whatever for trying to fix their own stuff, but sometimes, it takes all kinds to make a world, so we don't have to do everything. Sometimes we gotta stay in our lanes, I guess. I know I have to do that when it comes to certain things. I'm not good at certain things, like arts and crafts and stuff. Never been my thing as a kid, ever. So I don't pretend that I'm good in that lane. I use ChatGPT just like everybody else these days to make art. All right, let's look at the HDMI port underneath the microscope and let's get an idea. Oh man, I don't think I tested my microscope beforehand. Okay, but it's still good. All right, nice. These days I feel like I have to test it every time. Let's get it in frame. Let's zoom out. Oh, this is zoomed out? Jeez. Okay. Just adjust. Alright, bear with me. Alright, and let's get some focus on there. And then let's get the HDMI port in frame. Let's rotate so we can look at the pins. Over here. Alright. Do we have to do trace repair? It looks like we do need to do trace repair. Oh no, it looks like they broke cleanly. We did lose the capacitor though. Oh no, yeah, this one took a hard fall. This took a hard fall. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to do trace repair. Oh no. This is not gonna be fun. or as quick as I thought it was gonna be initially. And said, good to know, I like to do that, but usually I realize I don't have the tools to even open them up. Yeah, they use these special bits like the Torx bit. You can see the Torx bit. It's like the head on it. Let's see. There it is. See that Torx bit? Like, a lot of people don't have this type of Torx security bit, most people have Phillips or flathead, Alright, let's switch back over to the overhead cam. Okay, so I'm gonna send a picture to the customer. Camera. Who remembers camera mode from Smash Brothers? Remember that? That's definitely not a thing anymore. Looks like it took a hard fall. Damaged HDMI port. You know, sometimes I have to be like cognizant of potentially people before coming. Thunder Pacers, word. I mean, it would be cool to see the Pacers win. That's all I'll say. That's what I'll say. That's a good conversation starter question. You said, my goodness, that PS5 is dustier than my old Genesis. Yeah, and you would know. You just opened yours up, player one. All right, let's get some of my cousin's favorite stuff on here, aka Flux. Yo, I need to get that on a shirt. Like Flux, my cousin's favorite stuff. Pause. Alright. Yeah, this thing knocked the pins back, man. I know for sure the capacitor is not there. Like, for sure. There's a small capacitor. Yeah, I do need to order Flux. I keep saying that. There's a small capacitor near the HDMI port that essentially just checks. That's only used when you're trying to go to high resolutions, like 4K 120. That capacitor is there for filtering, just so that you can achieve that. And that capacitor is gone. Oh man, iron was on this whole time? I didn't realize. Okay. The hot air station on. Yeah, a trip to the store to go get. Yeah. Yeah, that capacitor. It's very hard to find. But now, it's not hard to find because I have hundreds of them. Because I realized how common they go out. But yes, that same capacitor stand, man. It's a little itty bitty guy. It's smaller than a grain of rice. I'll tell you guys that, just to help you visualize. It is extremely small. Extremely. Alright, let's go ahead and start. That is a story for the ages. That is a story we're going to die with. That is a good story. Stand the man. Yeah. Alright, let's go ahead, and I'm applying heat from the underside. Sorry, it's a bit off camera, so you guys aren't going to see it. But I need the microscope in order to see when the solder starts melting, so I don't prematurely pull the port off and do more damage. Especially since it's already weakened, I don't want to do more damage than what's already there. Man, replacing HDMI ports on a PS5 is so much easier compared to an Xbox. It just takes so much, so less heat, like much less heat than the Xbox motherboard. And that's like an object lesson about like PCB design and having extra copper in that thermal mass I talk about. Okay, looks like it wants to come out. Okay, all right. Thankfully, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. There is a broken trace though, so I'm gonna let the customer know that there was a broken pad. There's a pad ripped off and the capacitor's missing. So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to attach that back. And of course it's a signal line, not a ground line. Ground lines are more easier to deal with because there's multiple spots to get ground, but the trace lines are not. So, okay. And I'm going to show you guys on camera so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. I'm going Thunder 2. Wow, You guys want Thunder to win? Great question, Player One. So my favorite racing game is like the Need for Speed Underground 2 to Most Wanted era, and then also Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition Remix. That era of racing games. If I had to pick only one out of those games, probably Midnight Club 3. Just the soundtrack slapped. Customization was over the top. Like, I think it was very greatly underappreciated by me at the time. Yeah, it's definitely. I'm gonna send a picture to the customer now. You know what? This will be a cool shot. Here, let me show you guys the broken pad. What I mean when I say that, it got ripped off the board. So I'm gonna have to do trace repair, which if I have to do any trace repair, even if it's just one pad, it's an upcharge. I've ended up having to do that because it is more work and it's more technical skill required. But you can see it. It's like someone smiling and they're missing a tooth. Hey Jeff, are you going to do a live stream of the Switch 2 handoff? I don't think I'm not gonna do a live stream of it, but I will post it on my socials. But you guys see this dark spot? This dark spot here? See how it's shiny next to it, and then there's this dark spot? It's where a pad used to be, but it got ripped off when the HDMI port took some damage. So I'm going to get a picture for the customer. I will do a live stream when I'm at least I'm hoping to live stream when I'm in Greenville. I don't know if I mentioned this already, but I purchased those Meta Ray-Ban glasses, with the ones with the camera on them. So I'm looking forward to using those. I think those would be cool to use. Yeah. Oh, they're on an ad break. That's why. Okay. Alright, you guys are back. Ben, to answer your question, I don't think I will. However, when I go to, or if I potentially go to this convention in Greenville, I think that'll be cool. I bought those Meta glasses, the ones with cameras in them. I think that'll be cool to do. Alright, I gotta figure out. Okay, I'm gonna have to get a trace in there. Let's go back to the overhead cam. Let's fire up my smaller soldering iron. Dang, man, it just had to be that one. Why couldn't it be one that was easier? Let me see, is the trace still on there? Yeah, this thing got destroyed. Alright, so right now, let me go back to the microscope cam. Man, another ad break? Jeez, it was like back to back. The automatic ads are going crazy. Alright, so what I need to do is scrape away some metal to basically make a new connection. Then I have a trace and pad repair kit that I'm going to have to attach. So this is where it's like very delicate. Oh, did it break this line? No, it looks like that line's intact. But it did hit it. It nicked it. So what I have to do is scrape off the green stuff, the solder mask, off of this piece of metal in order to attach the wire. So literally making a new little micro connection. This is what you gotta do. This is why it's an upcharge. Alright, we have a good amount of metal exposed. I think that's a good amount to do what I need to do. Let's go ahead and get a little dollop of flux on there, just a little dollop. That's a cooking term that people use. It's definitely not a term I heard growing up, but as a legit cooking term to refer to an amount of seasoning, a dollop. Okay, we're getting some metal on there. Nice. So now what we need to do is basically make our new landing pad. Let's clean this off again. Alright, you guys are back from the adpocalypse. You know what? I should probably put that capacitor on first, which goes right there. See those two squares? That's where the capacitor goes. Let me rotate the camera. Right there. To do that, let me grab a fresh one. And these are, you want to talk about tiny? These things are tiny. Extremely tiny. Like the legitimate size one, you guys are about to see it. You're in for a treat. If you're intrigued by very small things. So this is it in the packaging. You see how small that is? That's the capacitor we need. It's a very small capacitor. And most people wouldn't even know. Because unless you're using your your X or your PS5 at like full settings. Okay, nice. We were able to get it on the board fairly easily. It didn't fly away. Yeah, this component's so small that if I sneezed right now, I would lose it and have to go grab another one. That's how tiny it is. Alright, getting some flux on there, put the cap down. I'm going to solder one side down and then do the other side, and then I'm going to use hot air to make sure it's in place. I'm just going to tack it down with my soldering iron. You know what? Let me add some solder to one side. Kind of looks like a grain of mustard seed. Hey, mustard seeds can be powerful. The grain of mustard, but he catch you in the next one, Jeff. Going to take my son to ride his bike. Oh, that's awesome, Ben. Catch you in the next one, man. And I'll be sure to let you know when I stream your upcoming Xbox repair. Alright, take care, and the beats are sweet. Awesome. Glad you like them. See you next time, Ben. Always glad to have you in the stream. Makes it worth it, especially like some days when I get home like super tired, man. Fatigué, man. Alright, so we got one side tacked down. Nice. Okay, so then I can just come in. As usual, Alpha in the background. And as usual, thanks. Always appreciate the support, Pops. Nice. Capacitor successfully installed. And when I go to use hot air to put the HDMI port back on, it's going to flow quite nicely. Honestly, I wonder if I should put the port in first and then try to make that connection. You know what? Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put the new port in and then make that, reconnect that broken connection. I kind of like that idea. Alright, let's go back over to the overhead cam. So yeah, Dad. Well, you said you were in the background, so you probably already know. Yeah, this PS5 had a broken HDMI port that fell hard enough where it ripped a pad off the board. Okay, let's get the new port. Well, let's put the old port. You know what? I'm gonna give the old port to the customer. I feel like they would like it. I don't know. No, because there's lead on it, and I don't want them to throw it in the trash can, because it's not what you're supposed to do. You gotta dispose of it properly. We're here. We're live, pal. It's Obi-Wan from the darkest of sides. Welcome. Did you bring cookies? I only want you here if you brought thy cookies. I'm playing. It's just that meme, like, come to the dark side, we have cookies. Also, I got selected to test out Twitch in 2K resolution instead of just 1080p. I think at some point I'm going to implement that, maybe for Wednesday's stream. Alright, let's go ahead and get this HDMI port replaced. Gotta do the overhang method. Alright, my hot air gun is at capacity. It is ready for me. You know what? Maybe I could show you guys. You know what? Stop making excuses. Let me at least show you guys. I love cookies. Man, I'm a sucker for some cookies. Alright, at least you guys can see when the solder melts and then I put the new port in. It's kind of cool to watch. What's your favorite cookie, Crash? Are you a traditionalist, chocolate chip, or are you one of those weirdos that like oatmeal raisin? Please, please, I don't need you to be one of those weirdos, please. Oatmeal raisin cookies are the reasons I have trust issues. Someone told me, oh yeah man, it's oatmeal, it's chocolate chip bro, it's chocolate chip. And me trusting them, I just went straight for the bite. Yeah, and that hurt my feelings a lot. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't a happy camper. And yes, I said it, and I'm standing on it. If you like oatmeal raisin cookies, you're a weirdo. Sorry. We can still be friends though, but you're weird. Alright, we're getting some good flow. There we go. Come on. You can do it. There it is. Alright, let's go ahead and see what we need to touch up. Oatmeal raisin, yeah. I actually like white chocolate cranberry too. And pumpkin spice cookies. Basic, I'm playing. Pumpkin spice is actually a decent flavor. Said, yo, Stan the man, who are you? What? Oatmeal raisin is fine. Hey, yo. I don't know this man no more. I don't know Stan no more. What is this? I didn't know you like oatmeal raisin cookies. Christ said, I like all cookies. I don't discriminate. I appreciate it. I respect that. I don't, but I respect it. I respect that your belief on that. I mean, I know I'm weird. Dad said, watch it, buddy. I like oatmeal raisin cookies and macadamia. Hate chocolate chip? Oh my goodness. I guess we can have a treaty at macadamia. I like white chocolate macadamia cookies. And yes, Dad, you're a weirdo too. I'm standing on business on that one. I'm one of those weirdos. Yo, what is up with this? How did I attract these people? I'm playing. Like whatever cookie you like. Alright, so now we gotta do the push test and then rebuild that one connection and then we should be good to go. Wow. You guys out here liking oatmeal raisin cookies? Man. I thought I had a community. What is going on? I'm playing. What is this treason? Triple chocolate? See, thank you, player one. That's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of cookies I like. The chocolatier, the better. As long as it's not a chocolate cookie, if that makes sense. So, I mean, I like oatmeal for breakfast, and apparently that's weird too. No, oatmeal for breakfast that's normal. That's fair. It's just the cookies, man. I can't get past the betrayal. I think if the person didn't traumatize me and just told me that it was gonna be oatmeal raisin up front, I think I'd be fine. But I got, I got done dirty on that. I was really ready for a chocolate chip cookie. Nice and gooey. Yes. Ooh, that's a debate. Crunchy cookies or soft and gooey cookies? That is a debate. That is a good question. Do you like raisins? I'm okay with raisins on their own. I don't gravitate towards them. Like if someone gives me raisins in place of candy, I'm gonna look at you funny. And we can't be friends after that. Gooey? Yeah, I'm a gooey guy. Alright, Stan. I mean, if next time I'm at your spot, if you got oatmeal raisin, I'll give him a chance, man. I'll give him a chance. I did get done dirty though. Them cookies came in like an assassin, yo. Straight from the creed. Messed up my whole evening. Raisin Bran, Raisin in my cereal too. See, I got you. Bet. Said Frosted Flakes. Frosted Flakes are goated. I think Frosted Flakes are timeless. It's just a goated cereal, and they're versatile. You can add peanut butter, drizzle. You can add raisins, banana. I personally wouldn't put raisins, but I do sometimes like banana in my cereal or strawberry. And soft and gooey for sure. Okay, see, that's what I'm talking about. My people have returned. I don't know what they were off doing earlier, but they have returned. Oh, that's funny. Alright, let's do the push test for all the connectors or connections. There's supposed to be 19. Obviously, we're missing one for obvious reasons. I showed you guys earlier. That boy got blasted off the board. He didn't even make it on the board. They all need to be touched up. Okay, so they need to be touched up already. Frosted Flakes with peanut butter sweepstakes? I mean, if it brings the views, I'll do it. Alright, I'm going to change the soldering iron tip. Then we're going to press onward. So yeah, there's some connections that are fairly loose. So I'm gonna have to touch them up manually. It's gotta be skinny, no Jif. Yo, Obi-Wan! I only rep the peanut butter that sounds close to my first name. Nah, it's Jif all day. Creamy or crunchy. Pause. Nah. Skippies? This man said Skippies? Nah, fam. Jif's where it's at. Jif's that top tier peanut butter. Alright, let's zoom in. Let's get a little closer perspective on what we gotta accomplish here. Alright, maybe we could meet in the middle on some Peter Pans. Maybe. What you think? Can we meet in the middle on some Peter Pans? You know what? I almost want to reflow this and like push it back. but I don't think I need to. No, I don't need to. Okay, so now we just need to rebuild that one connection, because I'm pretty sure all of these are good now. It's gotta be Skippy. It's like Justin's. GIF is where it's at, but Peter Pan could work if it's on sale. See? A man of culture. Retro game revivalist is a man of culture. It's like Justin. GIF is where it's at, but Peter Pan could work if it's on sale. Don't have the pockets to afford GIF low. I gotta go with Skippy. Okay. My dad says Skippy and GIF. Okay. I don't know when this guy became a trader. What the heck? When we were growing up, it was always GIFs. What the heck? Where's this switch up coming from? You know what? You know what's funny though? I don't know if I've ever had Skippy's peanut butter. And I am a proponent of don't knock it till you try it. I don't recall if I had Skippy's before. I probably did and just didn't realize it. Alright, all those connections are good. So what we're gonna do is make that one connection again, because that junk is gone. Alright, I'm gonna have to work some magic here. Alright, where's my trace repair kits? Let me see if I can find them. I haven't used them in a little while. I think I was putting them in this drawer. Yes, I was. Okay, cool. Oh my gosh, my back is so sore. Shout out to the boy Jesse, man. He pushed me to go to the gym, and then he pushed me when I was in the gym, and my back is cooked in a good way. Bolo likes GIF, but there was a big recall and we switched to Skippy for a while. Justin's is expensive, so I don't buy it often. Back in New York, it was Skippy. Okay, so I guess Skippy is like a cost-effective peanut butter. Hey, stop beeping at me. Stop it. Don't be beeping at me. I don't like that. I don't like that around here. Getting beeped at. I pay the bills here. You're not beeping at me. What the heck? You know, what are your guys' thoughts on organic peanut butter? Like, because sometimes that junk is too healthy for my life. It's a little too healthy. Like, it be separating. I don't like that. You gotta stir it. Sometimes you gotta refrigerate it. I get that, but like, you know, peanut butter is not something I use when I'm like, oh yeah, I'm trying to cook up a gourmet meal. It's like, man, I just want something quick, man. I won't have to. I just want it to work, you know? You know what I'm saying? Is that too much to ask? Am I being too first world right now? Alright, let's see what we can do with this. I know this is gonna be so annoying. You guys are gonna hear me get aggravated, but that's okay. I think that's part of the reason why people show up. It's like, the junk is hard. Watch someone get mad. Yeah. True, it did separate. We grew up poor. Our GIF was my name, GIF. That's a good one, Obi-Wan. Yeah, you're funny, man. I'm glad that you found the channel and you come back by. Alright, let's get this connection made up top. Alright, I'm gonna have to POP hold it down. feel like I should be whispering, even though this got nothing to do with the decibels of my voice. Alright, we got the connection from the pin to the new piece of solder made. Now we have the connection from the pin to the piece of copper to the board. Nice. So that connection is reestablished. I'm legally blind. Well, actually, I'm legally blind too without corrective lenses. And I know this looks like a goopy mess right now. It's gonna be hard to make out, but I did remake that connection there. What's gonna suck is cleaning around it before I gotta put a solder mask down. So let's do that. You know, I do like these kind of repairs because then I can test myself, make sure I'm not getting rusty. Let's zoom out. I do like a challenge. If anybody knows me, that is one thing I do enjoy, is a nice challenge. Nice healthy challenge, that is. One that's actually like beatable, you know. Oh nice, that connection's solid. I'm being like unnecessarily rough with it and it's still holding up, so that's a good sign. Just gonna have to rip off that excess piece of copper trace kit, and we're gonna go ahead and verify the conexiones. I know that's not the right way to say it, but that's just what I do. Alright, let's make sure we're in frame. So I'm gonna cut off that excess here, which I'm gonna do with my blade. Actually, I probably should do it with tweezers and just rock back and forth just to break it off. It's so fragile anyway, so it'll break off. Break. Go away. There you are. Wait, where'd you go? Oh, you're on my tweezers? Nice. Alright. Those connections are remade. Still a little flux. There's a bit of flux in there. It's hard to clean off. Let me see if I can get to it with a brush. Alright, let me see if I can get in there. Just be real gentle. I might use the air to move it, move the what's that stuff called? Alcohol. Jeez, brain fart. Alright, let's oh yeah, using that compressed air reminds me, I gotta clean off this dusty console. Oh yeah, it's pretty good. I'm gonna use my multimeter and double check the connection. Use it in continuity mode. Oh yeah, that's way out of focus. Let's get that back in focus. Ooh, since we're on the topic of, well, we were on the topic of peanut butter, how about jelly? I feel like grape is a go-to choice. Strawberry's alright, it's grown on me. Apple, when I'm feeling frisky. And then you have like the cool stuff, like cool people have like apricot and whatnot. Connection has been reestablished. Raspberry. I don't think I've ever had raspberry jam or jelly. That sounds amazing. Apple jelly is for crazy people. Like I said, when I'm feeling frisky, you know what I'm saying? Gotta get that apple jelly in my life. As a kid, though, in like elementary school, where they give you the jelly packets, I used to throw that junk out so fast. I'm like, man, get that junk out of my face, man. We not doing that. We not doing that. We're not doing none of that frisky stuff. This is elementary school. Alright, let's go back to the overhead cam. Bolo likes blueberry jelly? Gotcha. And this thing is so dusty. Alright, I'm gonna have to clean off the dye and probably go I go use the air compressor real quick just to clear off those pieces, because me personally, I can't leave them that dusty. I just can't do it. I mean, is it gonna cost me some time? Yes, but I just can't do it. Let's get a nice pick. Alright, so I'm gonna put the BRB banner on. Lava jelly is the best. Dang, Dad, trying all this exotic stuff. I tried to make jelly once, didn't work out. Oh no. I haven't had peanut butter and jelly in a very, very long time. Yeah, me neither, player one. Me neither. You and me both. But every once in a while I crave it though. And I think that's just like my little 4-year-old version of me trying to come out and join the party. My favorite jelly when I was the brand, whatever my mom could afford, lol. I don't really like jelly. Ah, gotcha. Also, peanut butter and honey is sometimes that was like a thing. But I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to use the duster to clean this chassis off and the fans and everything. I'm gonna use my air compressor. This thing is so dusty. So I shall return. I shall return. Your fearless leader shall return. The fearless leader. Nah, I ain't none of that. I'm just a guy that fixes stuff. Guy who fixes stuff for people. But I shall be back. I wonder if you guys could still hear me when I'm in the garage. Because if so, man, the mic quality, that's crazy. You know, I can still hear the music when I'm in the garage. Here, it's gonna start distorting my audio. Okay, that was trip one. That was the longer trip because there was more items. But we're gonna do the other components that need to be cleaned off. But I'm so glad I got that air compressor. That thing is nice. But yeah, I'll be right back. These ones should not take as long. It'll be very brief. Okay. Ooh, it's toasty in there. Alright, let's work on getting this liquid metal cleaned up. My favorite jelly would... Yeah, okay. That's exotic. Okay, we're back. Let's see here. Alright, so we're going to need to basically clean off the dyes. And what I like to use microfiber cloth soaked in alcohol. And my finger, no gloves. Really get that thing soaked. And we're basically going to clean off the surface that the liquid metal needs to sit on. And it'll push it to the sides. And then we can come through and just re-smear. But it's very hard to re-smear the liquid metal on a dirty surface. You never reuse these. You throw them away. Always, always, always. You should do a shop tour stream or something soon. You know what? You're right. Because I just work out of my office. It would be cool. But there kind of has been one. If you check out a YouTuber called GameCube Galaxy, we did a collab post, Max. And he was here when he was buying the last game he needed for his GameCube collection. I ended up having the one game he didn't have. And he kind of did an interview slash, I guess, office tour or game room tour, because it's both. You should check it out. I highly recommend it. The name of the video is It Ends Here. About halfway through the video is when I show up. In this very room that you're seeing on stream. At twitch.tv/WolfPackElectronics. Yeah, see, there's still like a gunk spot. It's crazy. It's so oxidized, I can't rub it off with this cloth. I'm gonna have to use something a little more abrasive. Okay, nice. That was able to work. Then throw it away. Alright. Now we just need to respread the metal. We should be good to go. It's interesting, something I've noticed and others in the space. Sony decided to use a lot less liquid metal on the newer revisions of the motherboard. Alright, let's clean up my work area here a little bit. Alright. Time to respread. Spread the love. Where are my swabs? What the heck? Where's my swabs? Oh, there it is. It's in this one. I'm about to say, like, how did I lose my swab? My liquid metal respreading swab. Yeah, it's always cool to respread this. It gets all liquidy. Alright, so that's that part. Now let's do the actual motherboard. Got a jet early morning tomorrow. Catch you laters. Alright, player one. Good to see you, man. Cool, dude. Alright, we got a solid respreading. Alright, it's time for reassembly. Reassembly and test. Nice. Looking good. Okay. Let's get that little adhesive pad back on. Got flattened when this thing took that hit. Oh yeah, I gotta reattach this ribbon cable that somehow dislodged from the fall damage. How come you don't touch up the heatsink compound spots as well? Oh, because they're already... Wait, the heatsink compound spots. Oh, typically you don't need to. Because, the heatsink compound, I think I know what you're saying. It's those little dollops of stuff. They're pretty... robust for you to, like, kind of reuse them. So traditionally, I don't touch those up. At least from my experience, there's no real need to. And the stuff it comes as is literally like a putty. Like you kind of just roll it up in your hand and form it, and then you can put it on there. You only do the liquid metal. Yes, I only do the liquid metal. Nice. Alright, let's get some screws back in, then we're gonna flip it over and get some more screws in. And that talking about peanut butter and jelly kind of got me wanting one. Some type of food. And I brought it upon myself. Excuse me. Let's get the X clamp on there. Forgive me for asking this, but what PS5 model is this? This is the PS5 Fat disk drive model. The version of the motherboard is the Gen 3 version of the motherboard, though. So this is probably like a revision 2 or 3. After they change, this is after they changed the heatsink design. So it's a PS5 Fat. And no, I don't need to forgive you. Or that wasn't a question needing forgiveness. Straightforward question. Alright, let's reattach things. Can't wait to give this one a test real quick. Alright, I think that's enough to test it, especially once the fan is attached. Go ahead and test. Quick little test. Just make sure everything's kosher. Change the camera view for you guys so you can see in the background. The HDMI connection is super solid now. It's not all loose and broken. That helps. Let's go ahead and press the power button. Alright, we have a blue light. Let's see if we're gonna get picture. And hey, that's a W. That's a W. That's a fix. That's a fix. That's a fix. You know what I'm saying? I know my dad was gonna ask me if I'm gonna do the dance. There, I did it. No, but I'm happy about this one, especially it requiring trace repair. It's a good one. Alright, let me grab a PlayStation controller just so I can properly turn this thing off. I have like a test controller that I use. There it is. Prepare console storage. After the repair is complete, your PS5 will automatically restart. Well, usually it would have gotten past this point already. I wonder if it needs to have its like storage rebuilt. Maybe after that fall damage. I hope it didn't damage anything else. But the HDMI port was repaired though. There it is. Just hit 100%. Okay. It's a good sign. It's a good sign. And it's going through its loop. There it is. PlayStation logo. There it is. Perfect. Let me get a USB cable. And we're going to go through the menus real quick. And I don't want to leave this on for too long. Just enough to get through testing. Alright, so that's one down. Let's go ahead and power this off completely. Nice. It's a W. W in the chat. Alright, let's get this thing fully assembled and tested. That's a nice fix. Alright, let's go ahead and do this thing. Appreciate it, y'all. Round of applause. Alright. Now we just need to do final assembly. We gotta deal with a bunch of screws. Got a bunch of screws to deal with. Alright, this is the part where I'm going to start talking again because it's screw time. So many, 43 to be exact. Totally necessary screws. Totally necessary. At least Sony would have you believe. Totally necessary. You know, so what do y'all think? I don't know if you guys heard about the new Xbox handhelds. What do you guys think about the resurgence of the handhelds? I think the Switch kicked it off, right? It being a hybrid. Then once Valve came into the market with the Steam Deck, I think it set that ball in motion. And now all of them are coming out with their own handheld again, which is kind of cool. It reminds me of like the 2010s era, right? Where PSPs were goated. Nintendo DS era. That was a pretty good era for video games, to be honest. Maybe you guys don't know about it yet, but yeah, Xbox partnered up with ASUS, right? ROG, that sister company or division, I would say. I forgot what they call that, subsidiary of ASUS called ROG, Republic of Gamers, and they're making a handheld. Supposed to be crazy. People are speculating the price is going to be very high. know if I'm gonna get it though. I'm kind of content with the Switch 2 these days. It's plenty. It's strong enough where now, instead of always getting games for PS5, I consider getting them for the Switch now. Let's see, I'm keeping an eye on the Xbox Asus handheld. Not sure that I'd pick it up though. Same. I agree with you, Monsieur Revivalist. I'm kind of in the same boat as you. Like, it interests me, but I picked up a Steam Deck and I never use it ever. I use it like very rarely. But usually, like, I have a strong enough laptop where I could just bring my laptop. So, I'm curious. Oh, it's Zon! Dang, man, you've been lurking? Good to have you in here again, man. So I'm curious on how much it's going to cost. Yeah, me too. I'm thinking if it's going to be similar to the pricing model of the ROG Ally, the non-Xbox, I'm thinking between, like, the base model will probably be like $599, and then they could probably push $799 for the even $849.99 for the upgraded one. So I don't really do handhelds. Yeah, I feel that. Wait, did I put a screw where a screw wasn't supposed to go? How the heck? Did I put a screw where a screw wasn't supposed to go? Did it roll somewhere? What? Where'd the screw go? Oh my gosh, I had it. I brought it closer and then I forgot I brought it closer. I was like, man, we can't be having this. This happened before and then the screw was in the trigger. It's Gene! Hello! Hello, good sir. It's the man, the myth, the legend. Same, I have an Asus G14 laptop, so between that and my Switch, not sure I'd get much use out of it precisely. Gene, you jumped in. We were talking about the new Xbox handhelds and like speculating on what the price will be. Alright, those are all routed well. You know what, let me put my swab back. What repair are you doing tonight? I'm wrapping up an HDMI port repair on a PS5. Actually at the tail end of it, which is beautimous, because I mentioned at the outset, this isn't going to be one of those long 4-hour streams. Because after last week of activity and running around and promoting the sweepstakes and going to local businesses and partnering up, which super dope, by the way. I would love to be a little hometown hero here, where like businesses know I exist, you know, or know of me, and it's like positive. I think that would be cool. Personally, I think console gaming is in danger. Oh, wow. Wow, that's a statement. That's a conversation starter. How so? I mean, with things like GTA 5 around the corner. Or you think it's plateaued to the point where, like, people will just buy a PC? Or is it because of all the handhelds? I gotta hear your reason. Even if you gotta type it out in multiple messages. I wanna hear this. I wanna hear you out. Like, that's an interesting take. I don't even think that's a hot take. I just think that's an interesting take. Worried that more companies will go like Nintendo and lease equipment to users. Yeah, be bricking your stuff remotely. I can see that as a solid argument. Because I know for sure I don't like that. At least when I have my PC, it's my PC. Or PC or gaming handheld, you know? You have versatility. I wonder if the meta will be versatility for all these companies, you know? Where it's like, which handhelds lets you play the most games, whether with emulation or not? Because you know people are gonna do it. It's not if, it's just when. Look at the Steam Deck. Yeah, plus, on top of that, games are a lot cheaper on the Steam library. They're about to run their summer sale, and you can get so many good, decent games for so cheap. It's like, why would I want to play full price? Now, if you're someone who likes to have physical media, you're kind of screwed either way. Huh, but what about the Steam Deck? Is it, you saying like it's not selling, or the Steam Deck is out competing consoles? Not a bad take, man. Not a bad take. Once they get a handheld to be able to put out top-notch graphics, like a full PC, it's done. I agree. And that's why I think all of them see that vision. Because it's Sony already told us that they're working on their own handheld. Not like the Portal, but their own standalone native games run natively on it handheld. And I agree. I think the market's going that way because the hardware is finally at that point. So it's like the one draw of having a console versus like a handheld back then was I couldn't get the same experience. But now if you can get the same experience, then what's the point of having a home console? You can just dock it. I agree with you. Actually, I agree with you 100%, Gene. A Steam Deck is a better purchase than the Switch 2. Overall, if you're someone who's just an overall gamer, then yes. If you're someone who's like a Nintendo gamer, then no, it's not. Come on, you can do it. Hold on 1 second. backup in this. You know, honestly, I wish I had a Switch or a Steam Deck OLED, because the battery life is so much better versus the regular Steam Deck, which is the one I have. I feel like I can only use that one to play games like Cave Story and Cuphead, you know, games that aren't too demanding on the console, so you can stretch out the battery life a bit. And I know there's people who've toyed with like the undervolting of the console, but I don't know, man. It is nice to just have something where you just run it and it does its thing. That's why the Steam Deck is nice, because it kind of gives you that like console experience, but as a PC. Alright, we're approaching the final test. Oh, let me get the sticker on there. Ooh, a startup, huh? That's an interesting concept. It's like a modular handheld. You know, I remember there was a phone that I saw in like Linus Tech Tips that was like upgradable. You can like upgrade the camera, you can upgrade storage, RAM, even CPU, and it was like super modular. I forgot the name of the company or the brand, but I thought that was a cool concept. I think it wasn't quite there yet. Yeah, this thing took some damage when it fell. It is very obvious now that I'm looking at like these scratch marks. Alright, let's do final test. Sounds like that's kind of what they were trying to do with the new Xbox Rock handheld, though we'll see how well that works. Yes. I think it'll be the gen after this Xbox handheld. It almost feels like they're just rushing to get into the market, and then it's going to be a race to see who accomplishes this like modular or high-end handheld. Basically the Switch, but with more power. You can use it docked, you can use it standalone, and it's a viable option either way. Alright, as per usual, I'm going to test a few things. Testing wireless controller support, so you know that's good. I'm going to go ahead and test to make sure it can see a wireless network. Yep, it can find networks, so that's good. So Wi-Fi is good, wireless controller support is good. Last thing to check is the disk drive. There's currently no disc in there. Do I have a PS5 game I could throw in there? I do. Okay, I don't like how it took that disc in. That disk drive needs some help. Okay, the disk drive works, but yeah, that thing needs some work. But that is not part of this repair. I just want to see it start copying the disk. Once it gets to like 1 to 2%, I'm going to pull it out and consider this one a fix. Yep, 1%. Alright, let's see if it ejects my disk though. Okay. Whew. Alright, didn't scratch it, so that's good. Alright. That's a complete fix, guys. And I think that I'm gonna call it after this one. Like I said, this isn't gonna be a super long stream. I've been super sleep deprived from all the festivities of last week. They were fun though. I had a good time. I thought it was fun. glad it was nice to get feedback today. People enjoyed the stream. Excuse me. Yay, winner chicken dinner. That's right. I'm gonna throw this up by the front so I make sure to take it with me. Put my test controller back. You know, funny enough, that test controller belonged to an old customer. I contacted him like 8 times. I'm like, dude, your controller's ready. Your controller's ready. Your controller's ready. Your controller's ready. Hey, guess what? Your controller's ready. And I contacted him on text message. I contacted him on Instagram. I contacted him so many times. And he just never got back to me. So I was just like, okay. And it wasn't even a super expensive repair. It was only like 20 bucks. I'm like, and the funny thing is, I did an HDMI port repair for him. HDMI port repair. And then he handed me the controller when I was delivering his console back to him. And then he's like, yeah, man, if you can fix it, great. If not, no problem. I was like, okay, no problem. I sent him an estimate and everything like I normally do. And he agreed. He accepted the estimate. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So then I'm like, what the heck? How you gonna... I'm like, I don't know. People are just... I don't know what people be thinking sometimes. Is this thing off? No, it's not. I had a feeling it wasn't. Now it is. Alright. We did it. We had a successful repair for the night. Got a bell. Yep, see you, man. Maybe he forgot about it? I mean, I was blowing him up, Dad. And it's not like I did it all at once. I staggered it. Like, I messaged him once. Then I waited like a few days. Messaged him again. Waited a few days. Messaged him again. Don't leave the disc in there. Yes, thank you. That is actually a fire reminder. Probably had Leo from the giveaway communication. Dang! Is that going to be an inside joke? Don't pull a Leo. If someone doesn't pick up their equipment, I'm going to call them Leo. You're pulling a Leo right now. Dropping the ball. That's funny. Sorry, Leo, for the stray. I mean, that's kind of a deservable stray, though. That was the L of a century. I mean, if there's a way to take an L, that's a dishonorable L, to say the least. Poor Leo. Leo Pearson, that man gonna live forever. But yeah, folks, it was nice having y'all here with me. It's always nice when you guys join up, even if you guys just have the stream in the background. When you guys chat, it gives me energy. Because I'm not going to lie, when I started the stream, it was lower energy. I was kind of tired, but now I feel kind of hyped. So I'm feeling good. But yeah, nice to have y'all here. So let's see. Did one sweepstakes. Would I do it again? Yes. I think, I don't know if I would do a high ticket item like the Switch 2. I would probably try to do an item that like just comes out though to ride the wave to get more people interested. But we'll see. Anyway, the next stream should be Wednesday. If I can't make a stream, I'm gonna find a way to like just post about it. I know on Twitch you can leave story posts, so I'm gonna do that. It'll be nicer if Leo showed up. Yeah, true. You can leave story posts on Twitch, so that'll be my way of letting people know. I'm also gonna adjust the start time. I forgot I left it at 7 p.m. It should be 7:30. Typically between 7:30 and 8 is when I start streaming, and I'll stream anywhere from 1.5 to 5 hours sometimes, depending on the repair. But yeah, tonight was good. We had a nice repair, simple, clean PS5 HDMI port replacement while chatting with the pack. Love chatting with the pack. All right, everybody, enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks for being here, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.